Hey, so welcome back. I said that there was going to be a couple of videos for outlining your speech, but you know what? I'm just going to like go through it in one go so that it's like not like 20 videos for you guys in 1 week. I try not to do that. So I'm just going to do this in one go. It's going to be pretty short. It's going to be pretty sweet. Um, I was going to implement the examples inside of the micro lecture, but I think I'm just going to key you guys to where it's at, and I'll show you within the video as well. But during our lecture in class, I will actually show you like what I'm talking about step by step by step. But I want you guys to kind of like keep this in mind. If you haven't done it already, please pause the video right now and then go into the syllabus and pull up the syllabus, the downloadable syllabus for Microsoft Word. Download that right now. Okay, so go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna wait for like 2 seconds. Pause it right now, do the download, and then we'll continue. All right, so you guys should have already done that. And what I want you to do with the syllabus, just scroll all the way down to the very, very last page. And then in those last couple of pages is an example of what an outline that I'm looking for looks like. So keep that handy because it's going to come very, very handy in what we're going to talk about today, which is outlining. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen and let's go on. Okay, so outlining your speech. First, of course, is our learning objectives. We always start with those. You're going to be able to identify the methods for outlining your speech. You will be able to implement practices for outlining your speech. You'll be able to demonstrate an outline for speaking and practicing. And you're going to be able to demonstrate proper APA style for your outline. Okay, and this is where those outlines come in handy, guys. So make sure you're kind of like flipping back and forth within the videos and looking at the outline as well. All right, first and foremost, let's look at some guidelines, okay? So first guideline, state your specific purpose in your speech. And if you guys don't know what that is just yet, go back to the researching your topic micro lectures. We go over that like in one complete section, okay? So take a look at that and again and make sure that you're, you know, paying attention to how we're actually doing everything. All right. So first and foremost, state your specific purpose of your speech. Next, identify your central idea. Again, I actually believe that these two are done in the same video, so double check and make sure you check that one out. Next, label your intro, your body, and your conclusion of your speech. And just 1 second, guys. Sorry, my family likes to yell, so in any case. Anyways, moving on. It's super important to label your intro, body, and conclusion because those are going to be like your three main points, right? So those are your three main aspects of your speech. Next, use a consistent pattern of symbolism. And what does that mean? So if like you're using bullet points, right? Keep the bullet points through the entire time. Don't use like don't do bullet points and then all of a sudden do 1, 2, 3 or do like A, B, C, you know, like keep it all consistent. If you're going to use the same symbols, use the same symbols. If you're going to use 1, 2, 3, use 1, 2, 3. Okay. State your main points and subpoints within full sentences. This is very, very important, especially like with your specific purpose, your central idea, what you're going to be introducing in your body, and your conclusions, your conclusion statement. Those should be written out completely. Label your transition, your interval summaries, and your interval previews. So if you're going to like move on to a different aspect of your speech within the informative speech, you're going to say, okay, so now I'm going to actually introduce or talk about this, this, and this, right? Those are kind of how like transitions happens. The summaries also happen like this as well, where it's like Dr. Blank of like the Chicago like hospital journal states in 2018, and I quote, and then you give a summary of what they state, right? That's kind of like an internal summary. So just keep that in mind. We can go over this in greater detail if you guys need to, but just to let you know, like these are just really quick ways to kind of like summarize what's going on inside the body of your outline. Attach a reference page. You have to attach a reference page for your outlines. It's required. And give your outline a title. Make sure that you're taking ownership of your outline. You're going to want it to be a part of you. So make sure that you're doing that. And this is all just guidelines for writing your art, like your outline out, okay? So next, what we're going to talk about is guidelines for your speaking outline. So in the previous slide, we were talking about just writing it out, right? And that's something that you're going to be using for practice. But for your speaking outline, it's going to look a little bit different, still very similar, but not as like completely like drawn out the way that it is. And so that's going to look like these 4 things, right? So first, follow the visual prep for your speaking outline, right? So what you had just wrote for your written outline, for the guidelines of your written outline, you're going to want to follow that same pattern because you already have that nailed down, right? You already know what it looks like. You've already practiced it. You've already timed yourself. You know what it's looking like. Also, the second one, you don't really have to really bother with it too much because you guys have to upload your outlines to me anyway. So it has to be in a Word doc. So don't really worry about like scanning something. I don't want it scanned. If I have to be clear, like do not scan it, type it out. I want it to be in a Word doc. Please no pages. I stated that in the beginning of our semester that everyone should already have access to Microsoft Word. All of that is downloadable through the school software. If you don't know where to download that, it is in the campus resources and you'll find it under free student software, okay? Only Word files. I don't want to see a PDF. I don't want to see pages. I only want to see Word files, and it should be legible enough because it's a Word document. So it's not handwritten, but in any case, just to let you guys know, please only Word files. Keep your outline as brief as possible. So from your written outline to your speaking outline, I don't want to see you guys reading like from a script. I just want you guys to kind of like pull off the main points, figure out like, okay, here I'm going to do this, here I'm talking about this, here I'm saying this, X, Y, and Z, right? Give yourselves cues for delivery in your speech, right? So if you need to make a pause, make sure like in your outline it says pause, right? Pause here, or recap what you just said in the previous, in your previous statement in your speech. You have to recap. That would just be like a recap. Or if you need a cue where it's like breathe, right? Or like a relaxation cue or something like that. I actually write those on my note cards because sometimes I need something like that and I don't know when to stop talking. so that is something that you should have like on your outlines to kind of signify where you're at and where you're going to go. So just keep that in mind. And just remember to have fun, guys. Just remember to have fun with your informative and persuasive speeches. They're meant to be something that you're going to learn from, something that you're going to take a lot of like in part with. So just have a good time with it. Don't really think too much into it. Don't get too stressed out. Okay, so it's not something that you should really worry about too much. Also, please do not forget to upload your outlines. Those are a part of your grade. I believe they are 25 points each. So that's together they are 10% of your grade. So just keep that in mind. But yes, do not forget to do that. All right. So this is it for this week. You guys are done. We've already talked about outlining. We talked about researching your topics. I'm just going to place a discussion post on this one, but outside of that, we are good. So I will see you guys in lecture. Bye.